Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
Hey, what's going on, guys? And today we are going to be reviewing the Friday the 13th movie. Now, if you don't know what the first one is about, it's about a group of camp counselors who come to Camp Crystal Lake to counsel the camp and clean it up before new campers can arrive. But trouble starts to stir away when they all start getting picked off one by a mysterious villain. And her name is Pamela Voorhees, and she's out for revenge for her son Jason's death. Now, I watched this movie a couple of years ago for the first time ever, and I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything special in terms of what I had watched up to that point, but I wanted to rewatch it recently in order to, um, see what I thought about it now, and I thought I would share my thoughts and opinions about it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, with the first pro that I have for the movie, it's Pamela Voorhees. Now, we see little of her until we don't even see that much of her. Much of her. We only see her in like the final act of the movie that'll lead to a con later. Um, but for what we get of her, I thought was very good. I thought Betsy Palmer really brought the craziness of Pamela Voorhees to the table in the final act. Like she goes from a calm and kind to just crazy at the snap of a finger. I thought that was a really good performance. I think she's probably the best actor in this movie by far. But for what we get of Pamela Voorhees, I thought that was good. And for the next pro that I have for the movie, it is the soundtrack that defined the series. It's a good soundtrack for this movie. It's really good. I thought it was good, and for what it gives us for the remaining of the series, I thought it was brilliant. And the sounds that were mixed together to make the iconic theme of this franchise, brilliant. And my next pro is it has some good kills. If it didn't have that, I don't know if this movie would be even considered good or if it had gotten a sequel. But for the kills that were good, they really stood out. The one that stood out the most in this movie is the one where the guy is in the bed and where Pamela shoves the arrow right through his neck. That was a gnarly kill. That's a good kill right there. Probably one of the best in the franchise, but we'll have to see because I'm going to be going over all of these movies in a series. So stick around for that. All right, let's get into the cons. And now I brought up this con earlier, but one of my cons with this movie is that we don't get Pamela Voorhees until the end of the movie. And like her being revealed as the villain is just like such a whiplash. It's like, who are you? He's like, oh, I'm the villain. It's like, oh, you're the villain? What the? Like, it's no one that we've seen. We don't even see her. And like, I thought it would have been like, imagine this. What if she was like posing as one of the workers, and then she had to go out into town, and then that's why she wasn't around when anyone was getting killed. Like, imagine that. Or like anything else, just have her be there and like just make her out like not to be suspicious. I don't know, man, but what could have been, but that's the other problem I have with this movie. Not enough Pamela, and her being revealed as the villain, even though she's really good at it, is is like really really bad whiplash. All right, the next con I have with this movie is that we could have ended it at the Jason jump scare. Like the Jason jump scare, looking back on it with hindsight for this franchise, would have set up the next movie perfectly. Like at the end of the movie, Pamela dies, but then Jason finishes the job and then carries on his mother's legacy by killing the camp counselors. Like that would have been like a good starting off point for Friday the 13th Part 2. But no, we have to have a hospital epilogue where it wasn't real, I guess. And or it wasn't real. He's still in the water, and it's like, come on. Really? Like, well, that's my other problem with it. Alright, now this one's to be expected, and it might be a little petty, but some of the acting is very questionable. And I have one scene in particular that that I find really, really bad, and that is with Annie in the trucker in the scene where the trucker's taking her to Crystal Lake. Like that scene is just like you couldn't just do another take, man. I mean, like, like it was really, really bad. All right, the next problem I have is that what I mentioned earlier is that some of the kills are just plain out bad, really, really bad. And one that comes to mind is the axe kill. That kill was handled so bad, and if all the other kills are like decent to great, then I wouldn't even mention this. But the fact is that some of these kills are just underwhelming in a slasher movie, and it's just like, ugh. And that axe kill especially was not handled well at all. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, if maybe they couldn't do another take, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that, but just that kill. Ugh. Alright, now, this one, I feel like the next con, I feel like this movie is not as rewatchable as the others. Because what do you go to a Friday the 13th movie for? It's not Pamela, it's Pamela Voorhees, it's Jason Voorhees. You don't go there for that. To me, it's like you just have to watch this movie once, and then you don't have to watch it again. And you can just rewatch all the rest of them because you just go there for Jason. You're not there for any of what the first movie offers, because the sequels do a much better version of that with Jason. And they are written better too. Well, most of them. But yeah, that's all I had to say. If I were to give this movie a rating, it would be a good old, what would it be? 3 out of 5. It would be a 3 out of 5. Yep, 3 out of 5. It's okay. It's not the best one out there. The sequel will do much better. But stick around, where I will be going over the rest of the Friday the 13th movies. And I hope you will stay with me through that. Subscribe if you want to see that. Like, and let me know what you think of the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.